World of Warcraft Undermine, goblins, racing cars, hamburgers. A fun and delightful addition to the game. Although some people have said, for whatever slanderous reason, that the Undermine is an unsafe place for people to go and visit. Well, my name is Nixxiom, an expert on health and safety, and navigating the world of Azeroth without losing one of your limbs, or maybe your jaw if you're a Forsaken. And today, I'm drilling down into the Undermine to show you all just how fun and relaxing World of Warcraft's newest zone can be. It's beautiful in a polluted and smoke-filled and toxic sort of way. If you can just ignore the garbage and the lack of oxygen, it really is a swell place once you give it a chance. And here, I'll show you what I mean. Just look at how happy these locals are. There's nothing quite like a relaxing time at the beach after a long day of avoiding paying what you owe to the cartel. Does this look like a place of danger to you? Does it? Take it from the goblins. Have a break and chill out every once in a while. Just be sure to watch out for those pesky electric eels and the rampant amounts of oil that has been spilled into Undermine's water supply, and maybe the trash. I know that the idea of being covered in black tar, old food wrappers, and then getting electrocuted by an eel, it sounds fun, but it's actually really bad for your health. But I'm sure it's nothing a little bit of hand washing can't fix. How about we talk about the great outdoors? Anybody a fan of fishing by chance? Fishing in radioactive waste, that is. Most fish live in water. But the goblins, they somehow managed to do all of their fishing in the Undermine in sludge. And that is what I call culture. How about a little bit of exercise? Rowboating on some of Undermine's most beautiful lakes. Now, I know that this might look like a bunch of pirate boats surrounded by a bunch of floating pool toys, but that is where you are mistaken. This is actually a bunch of pirate boats surrounded by floating pool toys with some very scenic trees in the background. I love getting lost in the forests of Azeroth, and this is just showing that Undermine really does have something special for any outdoor enthusiast out there, just like me. You guys up for some sports though? Because if so, check this out. It's golf with explosives. Now playing golf with explosives is something that I can completely understand, but a little bit of credit to those naysayers out there that have it out to slander the image of this beautiful land. We do need to remind ourselves that you can't just be carrying around boxes of explosives like this on a golf course. And having your personal goon carrying around your fireworks and unstable explosives without him at least having on a safety vest? I don't want to sound rude or anything, but that is a little bit silly. Okay, now this, I do admit, is a little bit ridiculous. You really shouldn't be carrying around a radioactive toxic sludge barrel like this. At least not without putting on a pair of gloves. I don't really know what these goblins are thinking, so if you do end up carrying around a radioactive sludge barrel, just be sure to wash your hands. It seems that there is also toxic slime running from the pipes and the metalwork that decorate the ceilings. Now, I'm not saying that bathing in this stuff is going to turn you into some sort of sewer monstrosity, but, there is a slim chance. So I guess just watch out for yourself while you're in the Undermine. And if you do come in contact with some of the toxic slime, I guess just remember to wash your hands. Okay, if you're gonna fight against a giant goblin death machine covered in rusty spikes, just don't be like this guy. You really should at least wear a helmet. Seriously? And where is the ventilation in the Undermine for all the smoke coming out from these gas fires? And what's with all this blood on the ground? Roaches crawling all over the hamburgers and the hot dogs? Last time I checked the FDA, ground beef is not supposed to contain any bugs. Now spices, yes. Ketchup and mustard, of course you can have some insect eggs and bug fragments and those. But bugs in the beef? Come on, goblins! This is getting a little bit ridiculous at this point. Ah! Guys, normally I wouldn't get into a V8 engine powered vehicle whose tires are held together with staples, but maybe today I'll make an exception because this right here, dude, this looks freaking awesome. All right, you know what? I get it, okay? Even I was a little bit overwhelmed when I first started to explore this new patch. Mostly by the poisonous gases coming from the smokestacks, but also by just how innovative and creatively destructive the Goblins' culture can be. Now, sure, they're maybe not the cleanest or most well-mannered of folks. Maybe their cities aren't the most tranquil, and all their safety inspectors are paid off by cartel bosses to ignore obvious violations. But I think that if you can just look past all that, that you'll find something truly special buried deep down in the Undermine. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have a sudden urge to go get a tetanus shot.